So today I'm with Denise Lee, Competency Lead for Contract Risk and Compliance at Deloitte Risk Advisory. Denise, Gartner and Forrester are reporting an increase in software compliance activity in the market. What is the reason for this?
I think if you look at the market today over the last 4 to 5 years, there's definitely an increased corporate consciousness around governance, risk and compliance. I think also this is coupled with the fact that the technological advances you're seeing in the IT industry have been so profound that the licensing needs to keep up with the technological advances. I think those tend to become a little bit more complicated as time goes on.
So who does this affect within an organization?
So I think it affects the board from a South African perspective, and given the New Companies Act, any covered person who's aware of any kind of under-licensing or potential under-licensing, they would also potentially be impacted.
And what are the implications for non-compliance?
So I think there's several implications for non-compliance. I think the first one would potentially be a civil claim. Generally, software is purchased under a licensing agreement, so there would be a contractual compliance issue there, potentially with the breach. The second one would be a criminal potential issue. From a copyright perspective, any kind of software piracy that potentially is happening. And the third one, which is probably the more realistic on the ground one that clients are facing today, is that if they don't know what's going on in the environment, they don't know that they're potentially overspending or underspending in other areas. So, from a financial perspective, there could potentially be a massive implication for them.
And what should companies be doing right now, Denise?
I think there's two things companies should be doing. The first thing is they need to know what they're licensed for. Contracts exist over the last 10, 20, 30 years, and they're not always stored in a central repository. They could potentially be under someone's desk, and that's an asset. So the first thing would be to understand what is it that you actually have. The second thing would be, how are we using it? So that would be, right, these are our contracts, these are our licenses, this is how we've deployed it. Are we deploying it in the way that we're entitled to, and are we maximizing that? Now, the sad thing is that the majority of clients today in the market, they don't have those internal skills, and because of the technological advances, they typically do need assistance in this environment. And the key thing is the ability to reach out and ask for that.
Thank you, Denise.